Hey guys, and welcome to another Let's Talk. I know the channel has been a little bit dead lately, and that's kind of what this video is about, but it's also just a general video about mental health and kind of what it means to have a severe mental illness, particularly bipolar, which is what I have. So part of the reason I haven't been putting up videos lately is because I actually went through a manic episode. And pretty much what that means for people who aren't familiar with bipolar, it means that I went through a period of time where I had extremely heightened emotions on the opposite spectrum from depression. And for me, this time it was mostly actually anxiety and like heightened energy, but not necessarily a healthy energy. It's more like you feel like your whole body's buzzing and you have to do something. You have to find a way to release this energy, and hyper distracted and really unfocused and focused on the wrong things, and really it's hard to fully explain, but that's kind of what was going on with me. And trying to add every time I sat down to record or do a video or edit a video, I maybe could focus for like 15-20 minutes, and then it just wasn't there. I didn't have the creativity, I didn't have the focus, I didn't have the right kind of energy. So I'm just coming out of that right now. Last weekend I just really took the weekend to and to clarify, my weekends are Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So for me it's Thursday, today is quote unquote my Saturday. But last weekend I took the weekend to really just take care of myself, rest, not put pressure on myself. I did, some studying and housework and stuff, but besides that, I really just spent the weekend relaxing and not putting pressure on myself to put energy into something that really isn't have a huge payout as far as my life and being an adult and paying my bills and getting through school and stuff. And that's definitely what I needed, and I definitely feel somewhat refreshed and moving into this weekend and hopefully going into next week, I feel significantly better. However, the thing with a mental illness, and particularly bipolar, is it's not just like, okay, I feel good so I can do whatever I want now, and then, oh, I feel bad so I have to cut back on things. Really the goal is to choose and make lifestyle choices that support you not having issues. So like with the manic episode, I know why I had it. I was making bad dietary choices, bad sleep issues, and then I went on a trip despite knowing that I wasn't feeling completely okay, and I was gone for a weekend. I went somewhere where it was a 9-hour drive one way. It was to help a family member out, but ultimately it put me in a position where I did not have my own space for the entire weekend, and where I was already feeling somewhat manic. That I knew that was a bad idea, but I did it anyway. So now I'm having to take a step back and evaluate, now that I see kind of the causes of that and the things that kind of pushed me in that direction. I'm taking a step back and really evaluating the areas that I'm focusing in my life right now. So I've really cut back on any excessive focuses besides, Ollie, you're gonna knock the light down, go. So he wants to play and the light stands right in front of me. So yeah, any external focuses that aren't really feeding myself and feeding back into me. So essentially, I'm not doing really anything besides like a little bit of relaxing. I'm playing games to relax right now, and I'm focusing on changing my diet over the next couple weeks because that's been a huge struggle. So I'm going to be doing what's called keto for a few weeks. That's when you cut out all sugars, all grains, most, pretty much all carbs, like no fruit, no nothing. I'm going to be focusing on high fat meats, a medium amount of protein, and then high fiber. And this is really to reset my body and get all the sugars and stuff out of my system. So it's going to be a rough couple weeks, and as far as willpower, like I really have to focus on that, especially because I'm giving up some major things like my chai lattes, which I usually have every day, and a bagel I have every morning, and I'm really having to make a huge lifestyle shift with this. And then after a couple weeks, I'll actually just be stepping back from that intense of a diet after 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how things go. And then I'll be slowly adding in some other foods, adding protein back in, more protein back in. It's kind of, I've done a ton of research on this, and so if you are curious about keto and paleo, which is kind of what I'm basing my diet off of, there's this great site called paleoleap.com, and they have they write articles about the science behind the diet, and they link the articles to actual scientific studies, which is why I like them as a resource so much, because you can see the actual science and scientific studies behind it, and they talk about, self-reporting studies versus actual science, like different types of studies, and which to take with, no pun intended, a grain of salt. So with that being my focus over the next couple weeks, I have decided to kind of let go of everything else that is taking away my energy or my willpower, because I want to focus 100% on my dietary changes. So what you can obviously guess that means is I am once again taking a step back from YouTube. I've been going back and forth and stressing about this decision quite a bit. I honestly, like, I'm at the point where I have to really consider what YouTube brings to my life and what this hobby, because that's all it is for me. It's a hobby. I don't think I'm ever going to make money off of this. I don't think I'm ever going to become a YouTube star. And in all honesty, the direction YouTube has taken in their the way they choose to support their creators, and particularly their small and up and coming creators, it's really discouraging. And it makes me realize that, like, maybe if I had started a year earlier than I did, maybe things would be different. But also, if I had started a year earlier than I did, the game that is most popular on my channel, Unreal World, would not have been coming out on Steam at the time. So it was like, it's hard to know what would have happened. So ultimately right now, YouTube is more draining to me than fulfilling. That's not to say that I'm going to completely give up content creation. What my thought process is right now, is to become, instead of a YouTuber, even though that's what I really love to do, and Let's Plays are kind of what drew me to becoming a YouTuber. At least for now, I might go back to doing regular Let's Plays with edited videos. But I think moving forward, for this time in my life, I am going to just stream, because streaming is really a low input, high output thing. I don't have to, like, record a 20-minute video, which can take sometimes 40 minutes to record depending on what I'm editing out, and then export it, and then bring it into Premiere, and then edit it, and then create a thumbnail, and then upload it, and then put all the content, tags and names and everything in it. Ultimately, like, the process of making one 20 to 30 minute video for me, and I do minimal editing, it's an hour to an hour and a half of work. And honestly, like, I drive a total of 1 hour every time. So I drive a half an hour one way to get to work, and I work 4 days a week, and then every other week I have to go in for a meeting, so it's an extra day of driving, which is fine because then I do my grocery shopping in that town that day. But when I get home, I'm usually really tired, really worn out. My job, I don't want to say it's stressful. Parts of it are stressful, just like any job, but it is a high energy job. It's very demanding on your energy because it's a sales job. It's dealing with people, sometimes very upset people, And so my energy on the days that I work it's gone after work, and that's fine. It's a healthy work environment, despite what I said. Like I don't want you guys to think that it's a bad job. It's a really good job, and it's a high yielding job. I make really good money now, and it's a healthy work environment for me. My boss knows about my illness, and when I'm having episodes or having issues, I can tell him, like, hey, I'm going to be off this week, off my game this week. This is why. And they know that, and they understand that. So that it is a good environment. But it is also a very demanding and draining environment. So essentially what I'm trying to get to and what I'm trying to say is that for the next 2 to 4 weeks, I probably will stream sporadically, if at all. And then once I kind of get past the dietary, where I'm actually in a habit and it's becoming second nature to eat the way I'm planning on eating, and it doesn't take as much willpower to resist like things that I have been struggling with lately, like Reese's peanut butter cups have been my Achilles heel, and obviously my chai latte is going to be really tough to give up. And then I'll start bringing back more carbs into my diet at that point, because I'm probably going to lose, this will probably kickstart my metabolism. I'm going to lose a little bit of weight, and I only have about 15 to 20 pounds of leeway in my weight right now before I need to stop losing. So I'm only going to be able to do this for probably 2 to 4 weeks, and then I will slowly add things back in until I find a plateau where I'm not losing or gaining weight. Because doing the up and down is really bad. So the ultimate goal is to find a diet where I can maintain my weight, maintain my health, and eat healthy and not have as many what are called gut irritants or inflammatory foods in my diet. So I'm not leaving you guys completely. I took a break to focus on my health, and trying to come back has made me realize that I need more time to focus on my health, and I have bigger lifestyle changes that I need to focus on right now. That being said, keep an eye out. I'm going to start streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, because YouTube will actually, hopefully, in theory, send a notification out when I'm streaming. The other great way to get a notification is if you join my Discord channel, which you can find in links to other videos. I probably won't put it in the link to this because I'm just going to upload this straight from my phone. By the way, look at this camera. Like, I keep looking at myself. I should be looking at the camera, but I have the new iPhone XS, and the camera I'm really excited for, because I don't feel like I need to get a new camera to do this stuff with, because I'm a little blown out. That's because of the light is so close to me, and that's kind of more just how I ended up setting it up this time, because I don't have a second tripod to put my iPhone on, but it looks good. So anyway, yes, so if you want notifications, follow me or go to the Discord, or follow me on Twitter, and I will try to start remembering to tweet when I'm going live, because I wouldn't trust YouTube to give you notifications. Also, if you go follow me on Twitch, and you have like a Twitch app on your phone, or you can set it up to get email alerts, Twitch is probably more reliable, and that's the direction I'm kind of going anyways, because they do treat their content creators thus far much better. Now, it's harder to become well known on Twitch, but that's fine, because I'm really just I want the outlet that YouTube gives me without the stress and the work. So it's kind of, yeah. Anyways, I've been talking for too long. I'm starting to ramble. My voice is going out, and I need to go cook dinner, which I'm having paleo nachos for dinner tonight, which I'm very looking forward to, because nachos are one of my favorite meals, and I found a way to do it that I can get away with. And I have to give up sushi, which I just realized today, which made me very sad because it has rice. But that'll be one of the things I add back in a few weeks. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate your guys' support of the channel. You guys are all awesome. I love seeing new people subscribe, and it's that makes me not want to completely quit the channel. So we're going to try the live streaming thing for a while, and then hopefully here in a couple months, as I've made other lifestyle changes and kind of adjusted and am not using all my energy in managing my illness and managing and making these changes, hopefully I'll be able to come back to YouTube kind of slowly and play some games with you guys and come back a little bit more intentionally and with more energy and better health and a better lifestyle. The one thing I want to add before I wrap up is I'm going to still try to do the Let's Talk videos though. It, like I said, it'll really depend on how things are going, but it'll definitely be a way where I can document this kind of journey of taking care of my health and hopefully inspire some of you guys struggling with mental health issues or just general health issues, or just who are trying to kind of make changes in your life to be healthier or happier and all of that. So watch out for those as well. Anyways, I'm done now. I'm done talking. You guys have a great one, and I will hopefully see you in the next Let's Talk video and when I'm streaming. Bye.